95% people rather die than think. So sometimes we tell ourselves in life that, oh, I need to be more organized. I think I need to do more. I think I need to do this. I think I need to do, and we are so into do that we forget that everything that we do is a reflection of something. So it's not about changing what we do or changing how we approach things or changing the doing part or changing our actions. It's about changing these things. Everything changed at the back of it. And I also want to share one of the huge spiritual shift that I had this weekend, which I really want to share with you, and it's so connected to this what I'm talking about, and it will really benefit to understand who you really are. And we say that, what am I supposed to do? I'm stuck. I don't know what is the next step. I don't know what, how, when. The most important thing is, what are you thinking? Because thinking is the highest activity that we are capable of. And one of the things that I learned from Bob Proctor, which is so powerful, is that there is a huge difference between actually thinking and mental activity. There is a thing called mental activity when you are involving your mind, and then the other thing is thinking. And there's a quote from Bernard Shaw, who is the expert in psychology and mind, that he said that 95% of people don't think. So he was a really known psychologist, and he said 95% people don't think. 95% people don't think, 2% people really think, and 3% people think that they think, right? And he also said that 95% people rather die than think. So 95% people rather die and think. And I heard it for the first time from Bob Proctor. And when he said rather die than think, it really hit me. That what if you rather die than think? What is it? And I really meditated on it, studied more of it, and I really want to share it with you. That what thinking really is, because it's the highest function that we as human beings are capable of. And our thinking is running the world, because it's a thought world and we are a part of the thought universe. When we think something, we feel something, we create this magnet. Our mind is a magnet, and we attract based on what we are feeling, which is coming from what we are thinking. So thinking is the most important thing. For attraction, thinking is the most important thing, because thinking results in feeling. And action comes from feeling and thinking. We want to change our action. If we want to stop procrastinating, if we want to achieve more, whatever that is, it's not about working harder. It's about changing our thinking. And like George Bernard says, that 95% people rather die than think. That makes me really comes to the question of, what is really thinking? Why is it that 95% people rather die than think? And what is thinking about? And that's when I came up to this concept from Bob Proctor about thinking versus mental activity. Every time now I ask myself, am I involved in mental activity or am I really thinking? What is thinking? Thinking is the ability to think about what you want, is to think about what you would love, is to originate the thought from within. A lot of times when we are thinking, we are letting our thoughts impact by the outside world, right? So if something happened in the outside, somebody said something, or we got a result which wasn't so good, we were expecting to attract certain money, we didn't do it, or whatever that happened, we let it define how we think. And this is actually not thinking. This is mental activity, because we are not really involved in thinking. It's not coming from us. It's coming from the outside stimuli. It's like our mind becomes like a leaf which is at the expense of air, right? Wherever the direction air is flowing, we're just going that. We have no direction. We have no strong place from where we are thinking. We are not thinking consciously, and we are not living consciously, right? So thinking is that no matter what's happening in the outside world, you begin your thinking from within. That is thinking. And if we are not doing that, if we are letting outside stimuli, so when it's like with the leaf which is not connected to the tree, right? Imagine if the leaf falls down, it's on the floor, it's on the ground. If it's raining, if the wind is going towards left or right, it will just constantly just keep going in wherever wind is going. It's at the expense of wind, it's the expense of outside world. When we are not thinking from within, when we are not thinking from what we want, we are letting the outside circumstance define how we think. That's when we are like that leaf who is just going here and there with the flow of the wind. And when our thoughts go up and down constantly based on what's happening in the outside world, we can't really manifest what we want, because sometimes we're on that frequency, then we're coming down, then we're thinking about it, then our attraction goes off. It's really, really important to think from within. And that's why George Bernard Shaw say that 95% of people rather die than think. I constantly ask myself this question: am I really thinking, or is this mental activity? Because mental activity is just you get in a stimuli and it just mind goes wherever the stimuli is going, and then we are at the expense of outside world, we are at the expense of other people, we are at the expense of what's happening in the circumstance. If somebody's saying on the news it's recession, our thinking is the expense of what's being said in the news. We have lost the control, we have lost the power. And the key to understand is that what we think, we feel, and that is our attraction point, and what we feel results in action. So our feelings inspire our body to take action, even consciously. If you want to do that, if you want to achieve that, if you want to manifest it, but we're not thinking that we have it, or we're not thinking that feeling, or we are not thinking that thought leading to that feeling, we will not take those actions, even if we want it consciously. So even if we want to consciously manifest it, because we are not thinking that, subconsciously we are taking an action to move it away from us. We are not aligned to that vision. Our action, although consciously we would love to do it, we are working so hard, we are working 16 hours, but we are actually taking those actions which are not taking us there, because we are not thinking. So like Wallace said in The Science of Getting Rich, it's about thinking in a certain way. And when you think in a certain way, you act in a certain way. But if you don't think in a certain way, you can't act in a certain way. There was this example which I share a lot, and I've seen it in my real life. I've seen this example that there were two beauty salons, and they were on the same road. They were doing the same business, same everything, same services, but one of them was really successful and the other one was not. What was different? The thinking. The quality of service was same, the marketing they were trying, the location were there, but because when we are not thinking on that frequency, our attraction point is different and our action is not aligned to that vision. I constantly ask myself this question now, that am I involved in mental activity, or am I really thinking? And one of the tests which is so powerful to understand the results that we are creating now and the things we are manifesting, because I see this question over and over again, that Anam, how do I manifest? What is the way to manifest with ease and flow? How can I make it faster? How can I do it? I would love for you to do a test. It's a very simple test, and really pay great attention to what you're thinking. Take a notebook with you and a pen, take it with you wherever you go, and notice what you think. Really notice what you're thinking. Okay, without any judgment or anything, just pay attention to your thoughts as a reporter. Really pay attention to what are you thinking, and keep writing it down. And if you do it for 1 or 2 days, you will notice that whatever you're thinking, your results are the same. You're thinking, oh, I want more abundance. It's just enough. It's not that I'm really abundant. You will see that the outside world is showing that result. If you feel that I haven't got good relationships, I'm not attracting the relationships I want, you will see that your results will be showing that. So if you really pay attention to your thinking and really ask yourself, what am I really thinking? What am I thinking all day long? We think 70,000 thoughts a day. So I wouldn't ask you to write 70,000 thoughts, but pay as much attention to your thoughts. Really be there with your thoughts and write all of them down and see what you're thinking. Really, really notice what you're thinking. And when you connect the dots, you will see that your results are a direct reflection of what you're thinking. And that's where the self-concept piece is really important, because we cannot think, feel, and act is out of alignment from our self-concept. So if our self-concept dictates that we cannot be that abundant, we cannot be super wealthy, we cannot have incredible relationship, we cannot have perfect health, then our thinking, we will struggle to think that way. But it all starts with being aware of what you are thinking. It all starts from being aware that what am I really, really thinking. And it also helps when you look at yourself from God or universe eye and see how you have been created, how powerful you are, how limitless you are, how divine you are. And then looking at your thoughts and saying, what am I really thinking? What is my human thinking? And the more you pay attention, the more you can connect the dots and see, this is what I'm thinking, and this is the results I'm getting. That's when it's a huge realization and awareness that our results are a direct reflection of how we think, because that's how we feel, and that's where the magnet is, and that's the action we take to manifest it. We'd love for you to write in the comments, what did you find out? Is there any thought that you notice which you've never noticed before? Is there any pattern that you notice? Share it with everybody so we become more and more aware and we start living with more awareness. Manifestation is a game of awareness. The more we are aware, the more we shift our awareness, the more we elevate by becoming more aware of ourselves, the more we study ourselves, the more we go within, the more we take better control of how we think, how we feel, and how we act, and we aligned ourselves to that vision. It is so important to be self-aware. It is so important to really know ourselves. A lot of times we try to get in this thing that I need to learn more, I need to read more books, I need to attend more trainings, I need to do this. It's good to get a lot of information. It's really good. I love it, and I'm a big ambassador for that. But if we don't study ourselves, if we don't go within and really notice ourselves, observe ourselves, study ourselves, then it's more of a theory than anything else. But it's because it's all about embodiment. It's all about being, right? So share your thoughts, share the things that were aha moment, the patterns you found out, and I would love to know.